Hey writers, it's me, Karena. It is day 19 of NaNoWriMo. And today I wanted to address another one of those questions that seems to come through a lot in your comments. And that question is, how do I balance my real world, my real life with NaNoWriMo? A lot of you say that you've got school obligations, you have family obligations, social obligations, and that they impact your ability to compete well in NaNoWriMo. Let me tell you, I have lots of obligations too. Not only do I have a full-time side hustle, basically, main hustle, but I would love to be at a writer's retreat right now doing my NaNoWriMo, but unfortunately that is not the case. So we all do have to juggle things, but what I would like to make a case for today is to not look at it as balancing NaNoWriMo with your real world life. I would like you to see it as adopting a writer's life. That way your writing is part of your life and not competing with your life. So it's kind of changing your mindset and your point of view. And I think over time, you're going to be very thankful that you did that because you're really undergoing that transformation from wannabe to writer. The first thing that a lot of people suggest when it comes to balancing writing with the rest of your obligations is they say, get up an hour earlier or, go to bed an hour later. Screw that. No, I don't want to lose a single minute of sleep. I don't sleep well. I need every minute of it. So that's just not realistic. If I'm running around being a zombie and a jerk all day, I'm not going to be functioning very well in my everyday life. And I'm also going to be shutting off the parts of my brain that actually allow me to make my story that much more interesting. So I would say don't lose any sleep. I mean, unless it works for you and you can, but I cannot. What I do, and I've mentioned this before, is that I will start writing in my lunch break. And in fact, I tend to write around a lot of my meals, to tell you the truth. So when I'm prepping my coffee or something, I'll be dictating into my little trusty phone and I will bang out a few words or bang out a scene or dictate a few ideas that I've had overnight. Then I pack my lunch so that I can write during my lunch break. This I had mentioned before, and this is where that famous Pomodoro method comes in of setting a timer for 25 minutes. They've kind of determined that that 25-minute chunk is the optimal one for concentrating on a task and getting things done. That is a great way of adding time. Also, we have all these mindless chunks of time in our days. For example, commuting, whether you're taking the bus or the train or driving. Instead of putting in the headphones and just kind of zoning out, why don't you actually be thinking about concepts, be thinking about your characters? And if something strikes you, either you can write it down. If you're driving, though, pull over before you do that. But that is really valuable. I mean, even in the shower, sometimes I'll have a notebook in the bathroom because I get some great ideas in the shower, believe it or not. Or even like working out, I'll be on a elliptical or on a stationary bike or whatever, and I can actually be taking notes while I'm on that. And it's a great moment because the blood's flowing, your ideas are flowing, it's a different environment for you to be working in, and so your brain does all these really great things. The other thing is observe mindfulness in your everyday life. Basically, commit to observing like a writer and looking at situations like a writer and kind of thinking more deeply about all of those little things that you observe in life and trying to have those carry over into the writing that you're doing, because it's those little details that make you really connect to your reader and to their experience as well. Speaking of mindfulness, tomorrow we'll be talking about reading like a writer, because I think that reading is one of those distractions that we have that is actually really helpful to our writing. And sometimes we give it up because we're so busy writing our own work. And I think that is an error. So we'll talk about it tomorrow. In the meantime, I would love for you to leave any comments, questions, anything else you have to say down below. I hope you're doing great with your word count. I actually am. I'm quite happy about mine just because I had some exciting scenes I was working on, and so it just flowed, and so that was great. My little field trip was really helpful, and that's it. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Happy writing. Thank you.